All right, so here I'm going to show you guys a quick weekend project that I did where I took took our Grande 44, which is our newest model, and then took a 3-spindle mower deck and added a 4th spindle in a pretty janky format to test out to see how a swing arm mower might work in something like grapes, berries, tree nurseries, solar panel sites, and beyond. And so the first thing I did is jump into Boss Web, which is our online tool. This is available on your laptop. You can also use it on an iPad or a phone. And with this, I created an offset route going up and down rows that enables a swing arm mower to get in underneath the crop. Then I welded something up pretty quickly that added an arm and a 4-spindle to the mower deck. There's some interchangeable stuff, so it's all interchangeable parts, and then send it on its way. And here, so it's driving out, going off towards the field. I've got some recordings in here just showing some of the sounds that these things make. We have a very loud speaker on the Grande 44, and it's designed so you can hear it over an engine or a diesel engine. But definitely something we'll need to tune over time because sometimes things can get really, really, really loud to the point you can hear it through like a truck window. And so here you're going to see in a second, this is robot getting to the row. The cut quality is not going to be beautiful here. This is janky. It's not set up perfectly. So of course, as we do something commercially like this, we'll have a much, much higher quality finish on that 4-spindle deck. And what it's doing is getting right up close into these really, really weedy blueberry bushes. Again, if this was a really production setting, we wouldn't be, we'd be a cleaner field setup than what we see here. And the Grande 44 itself, so this is 44 horsepower at the drivetrain. So it's got a ton of power. It can tow, a Deere 2 or 3 Series backwards in similar traction conditions. And in these rows, what it's able to do is, at least with a 3-spindle deck, and the batteries that are on board the Grande 44 alone, which is about 20 kilowatts, it'll do something like 5 to 6 hours of mowing. And you can double or triple that amount of capacity by adding more on top. So this thing can do a ton of range. So tons and tons of range mowing. And this particular parcel of the farm is only 40 acres. This farm here is about 200 acres in total. And all 40 acres are mowed with this robot or this machine alone. Which to me is pretty impressive. 44 horsepower, autonomous ground vehicle doing all of the mowing on a single farm. And then you'll also note that a lot of the visuals of the farm show a lot of grooves cut into the ground. If we were actually doing this in a production setting, you wouldn't see that. It's just that because this is a test farm, we are running these things day in, day out, far more than you would run them if you were just trying to mow alone and not trying to test a robot in an endurance setting. But so to me, this looks like a pretty good production setting. I think that a swing arm mower could be a really good addition to our offering. If you have any comments, we'd love to hear. If this is something you think we should bring to market. Again, if you're trying to mow up close to something like in a tree nursery, in a vineyard, in a berry operation, in a high density apple orchard, those are all areas where we at Burro think that this could be a good product, but obviously want your feedback. To me, I've been doing robots for about 10 years at this point in commercial or production use, and we're really starting to reach this epic stage where these things just go work. Good robot is boring, it blends in, it does the job. The Grande 44, it's one part-time machine. You can double, triple, or quadruple the work you could do in a day by adding a robot. And it's also one part teleportation device. You can jump into that robot from a mile away or halfway around the world and see what it's doing in real time, and give it another job to do. So there's something so cool about that. And we're reaching this really epic era of modularity where in an hour or two on a weekend, I can take a mower and take a robot and make it bigger or change how it's set up and go run it in rows seamlessly without actually doing a whole lot of work. And there's just something really, really cool about that. I think these are ultimately, I think these types of systems are systems that are going to make the world a better place by freeing people from mowing and spraying and patrolling and scouting and hauling and lifting and doing all of the tedious work outdoors that people in 2026 shouldn't have to do. And what's exciting is that this is really only the beginning.